Today in pre-calculus, we talked about endpoint behavior. I'll go share my screen and show you exactly what that looks like here. If I draw my axis, here's my y-axis, here's my x-axis. If I look at a function, for instance, we'll go ahead and put it over here. Y equals x. And if I'm on my computer here, this house top here is the exponent. So I got y equals x cubed, say, plus 3x plus 2, right? Now, if you look at this equation, when you're talking endpoint behavior, you're talking about what happens as x gets really, really positive here to the right, and as x gets really, really negative here to the left. When you're in those points, if I'm really, really positive, the only part of this equation that is now important is this x cubed part right here, okay? The other two parts of the equation become insignificant when x gets really, really large. So if I have a really, really positive x out in this area out in here, and I raise it to a positive power, a positive number to any power is positive. So this function is going to go off in this direction up here in the first quadrant when x gets really, really positive. Now, when x gets really, really negative, over in this direction, over in here, a negative number to an odd power is negative. So the function is going to come from down in here somewhere. So the end behavior for this odd function is it comes out of the third quadrant down here and it goes to the first quadrant, okay? Now, let's look at a function that is even, so we'll erase all of this. Okay, and we'll look at an even function. So we'll draw our axis again. And come across here. Now, so I can look at a function like y equals x squared. Okay, x squared, say plus 3, right? Now, in this case, if I'm really, really positive out in this direction here, once again, a positive number to any power is positive. And since this right here is the only part of this function that's critical, when I'm really, really have big x's, so this function is going off in this direction when x is large in the positive direction. Now, if I go in the negative direction, a negative number to an even power is also positive. So this function is coming from up in here in the second quadrant. So end behavior for a even function would start up here and it would go up to here. So when we talk about end behavior, you look at the largest term in your expression, and that tells you which way to go when you're in. Now, I would write this here, if I just say, if I'm talking about this one going this way, I would say the limit as x goes to infinity, x goes to infinity, that's a little arrow here, and I put my infinity sign of the function, which in this case is y, and I would say it's equal to infinity. That's how I write the limit when I'm talking about endpoint behavior. Okay, we'll go back and stop share here. Once again, if you have questions about this, look at your homework assignment and See if you understand it. Now, if you look at your schedule, tomorrow we'll talk about the last section in this chapter, before we get to the midpoint. But on Friday in class, we will be doing that chapter 1 mid-chapter quiz. So that's something you need to be looking at and working on as soon as you get that. If you can get it to me either by email, take a picture, or stick it in the Zoom. Thank you.